Well, and happy New Year to everyone that's in our listening audience. Hi, this is Gary Smith. I am the co-host of the Crotchety Old Man podcast, and it's so exciting here to be back with you all in another year, 2025. And I got all my family in the house today.
Yay!
Yeah, there you go. Let's celebrate.
Yeah.
Well, the crotchety old men are back again, and we have, oh my God, so much information to share with you this year. And so, without running my mouth too much as I normally do, let me do some introductions here. Let's first of all let's talk to the guy in the bottom there, PC. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, what up, Doe? And it's about to snow in the Big A. Man, it's
Oh
snow all
man,
over the place. I woke up this morning, and boy, it reminded me of them toasty, roasty days of Detroit. You dig what I'm saying?
roasty roasty. You hear that, George?
Toasty roasty.
Hey, he's off, and you're off. Oh boy, what's up, George?
George, what you know, good brother?
Hey man, I know you guys. That's the best thing. Hey, it's good to have good people in your life. It's all about that community. I'm
Amen.
feeling well. And like I said,
It is
PC said
truly, truly,
down here in
truly
Atlanta
said.
with
Good.
this little snow outside. People all freaked out about it, but like I said, for us being from Detroit, it's another beautiful day.
There you
Now,
go.
you notice what he said now, little snow. And little does people know, but we've had a plane run off the runway, engine blew out, planes are backed up, traffic is backed up. This is in the ATL now. In Detroit, of course, we didn't have those kind of problems.
No. Matter of fact, we don't even have snow.
Hello.
It's cold, but there's no snow on the ground. At least not yet. It was supposed to be coming our way last night, but evidently it took a detour and went to Atlanta. So, all
That it
right,
did.
gentlemen. Yes. So, well, anyway, it's good to have the band back together again. We had a great 2024. For those listeners out there, if you missed any of our episodes, make sure you go back and catch up and see some of the episodes that you may have missed. You know, we're going to talk today about goal setting, and certainly the crotchety old men. We have our goals, and that is to certainly one of them anyway is to deliver you with more information, inspiration, and exciting and news and things that hopefully that can make a change or make a difference in somebody's life out there. So, hey, look here, I'm going to pass it on over to the host, George Crumley, and let's get started.
It sounds like I just got elevated.
You got elevated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, welcome again. Like you said, Smitty, here starting off the new year. I think you hear a lot of that. Good people, what are your resolutions? What are you doing? What are you going to set your goals to do in 2025? And I think it's a good exercise. But what you have to do is make it more than just an exercise. You want to go ahead and name these things. You want to make sure it's something that it's obtainable, it's measurable. And then also you want to make sure that you put action behind it, because, action, that's the whole key to making things work is getting the work in place, because nothing's going to happen without that action. So, I think that's important as far as setting goals.
Most definitely. Like I've always said, if you don't write your goals down, you have no chance of making them happen. And whether it's goals to lose weight, gain weight, make more money, have a better relationship with your spouse or your children, it may be a career change that you have a goal for to do. So, like you said, George, first of all, it should be attainable. All right, that's number one. Don't set yourself up for failure trying to lose 50 pounds by tomorrow. I mean, because that's not going to work. All right. You try to say you're going to make $1 million. By when? Well, I want to make $1 million by June. Well, depending upon what you're doing now, that may or may not be achievable either. So we have to make sure that we have, like to say, some guardrails in our goal setting. Uh, First quarter of every year, many of your manufacturers of gym equipment with the Pelotons or the, y'all know where I'm going with this. you know,
Yeah, the gyms are full right now.
oh man, they said
Absolutely.
Yep.
And they'll
So
be empty. They'll be empty in 2 months.
yeah.
It may even be sooner than that.
Hey man, by the time
Yeah,
Black History Month is over with, that goal is gone too.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
yeah.
So,
absolutely.
but
But
You
one
know,
thing
I
you
seriously,
think
said, Smitty, one thing you said, Smitty, that was important in the goal setting process that I've learned as I've looked at Edwin Locke's goal setting for motivation. Specificity is the order of the day. You got to be specific about your goal and zero in on what it is you actually want to do. As a matter of fact, that's the first step in the process.
you know,
yeah,
I've also.
absolutely.
Oh, go ahead, George.
Absolutely. Clarity and focus. That's what you want, clarity. Because one of the first things that come to my mind when Smitty says, if you want to set a goal and say, I want to make $1 million, first thing you need to ask yourself is why. Because a lot of
Right.
times people they key in on certain things. I want to be rich. I want to be get $1 million, but why?
Mhm.
Sometimes access is more important than money. So you have to identify why you want it, what you're going to do with it, and then you can proceed in a more logical and methodical way in getting there. Okay. And also about goals is, as you set them, and you want to make sure you understand that you may not make that goal in that specified time, but that doesn't mean you're a failure. That means you're reaching, you're putting action. You have to measure how close you got, and then you may want to start all over. You may want to reset that goal, but you got to look at things realistically.
Right, right.
And
Goal
there's two
setting is a
big
lot.
things that Yeah, it's two big things you said: the timeliness and the measurability of goals. Um, and I think that's what helps us to navigate through the maze, as you said earlier, Smitty, with the guardrails. You know what I mean? Um, how do you do it? Is it attainable? If it's not attainable and everything is, what do I do? What kind of steps do I make? What kind of revisions do I make in my goal setting process when I start out to deal with a goal? When you find out that it's not attainable, it's just something to help you to understand what you need to do, where you need to go, and how you need to get there.
It's been my experience, both personally and professionally, is to begin with the end in mind. It's like taking a trip. Okay, if my goal is to get to Atlanta, that's where I need to begin with getting to Atlanta. Now, not so much as the getting to, but where's my goal? What's my destination? And I'm a big believer in visualization. You need to see yourself doing it, walk into that, you walk into your purpose, if you will. You see yourself, I mean, coming from a background of sales and things like that. I used to see myself receiving that award, see myself winning the competition or what have you, see myself getting the check after having closed the deal. Now, the steps to getting to that are revealed by identifying your journey. If you know where you want to go, the way to get there will be revealed to you, just like taking that trip to Atlanta. All right. I may drive down I 75, and there's always an obstacle. There's always something to try to get you off track. As I'm driving down I 75, by the time I get to Cincinnati, whatever, there's a huge snowstorm. Now I got a choice to make. I can either stop and worry and cry and moan about the snow in Cincinnati and forget my goal, or I can either take a detour or park the car and get me a plane, whatever. I got more options, but the goal is still to get to Atlanta, right? An airplane is a perfect example. Flying from here to California, the goal is to get from Detroit Metropolitan Airport to LAX. Now, on the way there, you're going to possibly run into wind turbulence, bad weather, whatever. And so instead of going over the Rockies, you may have to go around the Rockies. You follow what I'm saying? But the plane doesn't say, hey, well, we were going to LA, but, we ran into some turbulence, so we're going to go to Africa someday. Okay. So when you're goal setting, make sure you begin with the end in mind. What's that going to look like? I think I'm so glad George talked about why, because if your why isn't strong enough, how you do it won't matter. But your why is the fuel to making that goal come true or making that dream come true. Oh, I like to say goal because if you got a goal and you don't set a deadline for accomplishing that goal, there's nothing but a dream.
Good point. Really good point. That's the whole thing is understanding that, that's about life. It's not a straight line. There's going to be obstacles because if everything was easy, everybody would do it. And so the most important thing, like you say, is first of all, write it down, make sure it's obtainable, and make sure it's something you really want to do, and examine why you want to do it, because that way you'll stick with it. Because if it's something just flashing in the night, it's kind of like you say, it's just kind of like it's a passing thought. It's not really something that you're committed to. You got to commit to a goal, and you got to get there wherever you want, however you can. We talk a lot about budgeting in the past, and and setting ourselves up, financially, and that that's probably one of the goals that most people set themselves up for. I want to be financially fit. Well, that's kind of broad. That's not really nailing it down. What are you really saying? You have to name it. This year I want to go to Paris, or this year I want to buy a car, or this year I want to save $1,000. You have to name it. You can't just say I want to be physically fit. I mean, financially fit. You have to basically name it and say what that is, what that means to you, because what that means to you is different than what it means to Smitty or PC. What it means to me, is different. And when we talk about, setting goals, or we talk about becoming financially self-sustaining, it's different for everybody. All of these tools are out there, but it's not one tool fits all. So you have to make sure that you name it, you specify what you're trying to do, why you're trying to do it, and those are the kind of things that you want to write down. And then you want to go back and reflect, and say, okay, how close am I? Am I on the right track? Do I have to adjust in some kind of way? But that's how it becomes a part of life for you, and these are the steps. Because like you say, if you don't have a roadmap, you won't know when you get there. So you gotta know. You gotta know. It's not only understanding the end in mind, but you gotta know where you're going. Because, like you say, when you get there, you won't even know you're there. So,
One of the most powerful things you said, George, was about commitment. You got to commit. And they've got 5 C's to goal setting. And it's funny that commitment is the first one. The second one is communication. We need to communicate with others. We need to set up a, relationships with other folk to help us get to those goals. That requires communication. The third one is concentration, and I have that kind of problem. Most of us who are talented in a number of areas don't know which way to go from time to time. I wake up one morning, want to go fishing, and the next morning I'm playing golf. So there needs to be some control in the process. Okay, because I'm the type of person, I'll take the scenic route in a minute. Okay, and based on what Smitty was just saying, there are a lot of distractions on that scenic route. So there needs to be an element of control, and then of course the final C, which none of us are lacking, is the confidence. The thought process that, hey, I can do this jive. Okay, so those 3 C's, those 5 C's, are some basic elements, and it's kind of sets up a framework by where you set up your goals in the first place.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then here's something else about setting a goal. You need to share it with someone. Share that goal with someone who's going to hold you accountable. So often, we'll come up with excuses and they'll probably be lame, but we'll use it as an excuse why you can't make the goal or what have you. And so with the commitment, you do away with excuses. All right. If you're committed to it, you're going to make sure you get it done no matter what. And that's why that why, as George was talking about, needs to be strong enough. I used to say, if your why don't make you cry, then it's not big enough anyway. Your goal is not big enough. All right. It should be something that drives you. All right. And because of the hard times that's going to come, nothing's linear in life, specifically as you look to improve your life, whether it's your business or your personal life, your relationships, and things of that nature. So you have to hold yourself accountable, but then share this goal with also someone else that who will also hold you accountable. instead of being out playing basketball or in the club or whatever, and they see and say, "Hey, Gary, I thought you said your goal was to make $250,000 this year." All right. Well, if you do the math, there's only 52 weeks in a year. Typically, most individuals take 2 weeks off. So let's narrow it down to 50 weeks. 50 weeks divided into $250,000 means that's $5,000 a week. 40, most people work 40 hours a week. So when you divide that into 5,000, that makes it be $125 an hour. That's how much your time is wasted. So if you're goofing off somewhere, spending an hour, maybe 2 hours watching a daggone football game or BET Music Awards or some crap, all right, that's $250 for 2 hours. And so if you look at your time like you look at your dime, then you'll be able to attain a goal. All right. But you won't be able to do that, especially if your goals is financial. I'm a stickler about my time. Anybody know me? You can mess with anything else other than my time. All right. Because why? You can't get that time back. And every hour, every second, every minute that I'm spending doing something else is taking me further and further away from my goal. So yeah, I'm very strong, confident in that area, but I always share my goals with someone else that I trust, someone else I know who's not just gonna give me some sugar coated thing. Say, well, Gary, it's all right. I know you wasn't feeling well today, so you can do it tomorrow. Heck, screw that. If you're committed, that's what I like about this. You see it on TV sometime about the Marine Corps. You don't join the Marines, you become one. I like that. Okay. And that's how it goes about your goal setting. Okay. You don't join a company or you become that company. You become that owner, whatever the situation is. If you're looking at yourself, as far as losing weight or what have you, take a picture of it before. Take a picture of your butt in front of that mirror, booty butt naked, rolls of fat everywhere. Now, as you start setting on your goal plan, and your goal may be only, hey, let me lose 5 pounds a week, whatever that situation is. And every day you're going to hold yourself accountable. What? You're going to hold yourself accountable to your diet. You're going to hold yourself accountable to getting that exercise in. You're going to hold yourself accountable for a lot of things so that you can reach that goal. I know there's a lot of people out there their goal is to get off of medication. All right. Well, if that's your goal, then you got to take that very, very seriously. Because a goal without action, that's like faith without work. You got to do it every day, and your success is found in your daily routine. It's what you do every day. You're either moving closer to your goal or farther away from it.
Well said, Smitty. Well said. And it's interesting because I was asked, what are my resolutions, and I kind of approach it differently. I don't look at it as January 1st. I'm supposed to start, as a new person, as a new this or new that. You know, my goals and my way of life continues, day in and day out. I live for every minute, every second, not just every day. So, and that's how I kind of fulfill, what I'm trying to do. I don't look for these magical starting and stop points in life. It's a continuum. You can't just, for me, it's not just, saying, okay, January 1st, all this goes away and we start anew. And to me, that's not the ideal way to look at things. You can sometimes have to cross over, borders, and it just continues, and this becomes, like you say, a way of life. And then you also mentioned about distractions. I mean, distractions are all around us, and you have to figure out how to rule out those and how to stay focused on what you're trying to do, regardless if it's January 1st or February 2nd or June 30th. It has to be a continuum. It can't be just a start and start date. You know, that's kind of man-made, and that kind of programs you to doing certain things at certain times. And that's not a good way to, for me, it's not a good way to enjoy life. I want to enjoy life like I said, every minute of every day. So that's kind of my philosophy.
Amen. Amen. I tell you, excuse me, with your goals, you just have to be intentional about them. Okay. Being intentional certainly involves discipline. All right. And again, we can't overemphasize writing your goals down
Mhm.
and celebrate when you achieve a milestone in your goals. Don't just be so hard on yourself that all right, yeah, you're losing weight, let's say, stuff, or you want to grow financially or whatever. All right. And your goal may have been to save $200 a month extra out of your income or what have you. All right, but this one month got a little tight, so you couldn't save the 200, but you saved $100 or 75. Still save something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just say, well, okay, I didn't make it this month, so I ain't gonna put nothing in there. No. Because again, be committed to it. All right. And on the Crotchety Old Man podcast, we talk a lot about improving your finance, improving your health, whether it's physical health or financial health. And so I would encourage everybody to start paying yourself first. Like George said, January 1st is not the time. Every morning that you wake up is a January 1st.
Absolutely.
It's a new beginning. All
Yes.
right. Every day that you wake up. So it just perturbs me when I hear somebody talking about they're killing time. Really? That mindset.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what you doing? Oh, here's something else too, man. I got to get this out. This is
Come on with it, Smitty.
I'm going. Man, they may cancel us off. Okay, I don't want to hear no more of you Negroes out there talking about I'm chilling. Okay, what are you doing? Oh man, I'm just chilling. Who the hell got time to chill? Come on, be about your father's business. Be about something intentional, something that's going to change your legacy, change your family, and change you. Okay, but all this chilling crap, we need to throw that mess out of our vocabulary today. Okay, I'm done. Oh,
It's interesting as obviously we're all crotchety old men. We're over that age of 770, and we can look back and talk about that. Some of the things that we even did as youngsters and middle age and kind of. But
And
now
some we
as we
can't.
look at it, as a way of life, we kind of see where a lot of time we wasted. So it's important that we kind of give back right now and trying to give some of these tidbits and some of these ways of life and some of the things that we've learned, because we still got a lot of time in front of us, and we're going to try to make the best of it, and we're going to still set goals, and we're still going to accomplish those goals because we know the formula, but we slip and fall down sometimes too, but we know how to get back up. So it's all about enjoying life. Now that's what it is. We're here for, is to enjoy.
that's it.
And
That's it.
that's wisdom, George. That's wisdom. When you look at societies, they tell you you don't reach elder status until at least your 50s, and there's a reason for that, and that's based on the amount of experiences that you've had, the amount of failures, which are not really failures, but they're lessons. Okay, and then from 50 to 70, as you so eloquently stated, that's the fourth quarter. But there's still 14 minutes to that fourth quarter to play. And as long as we play and utilize every minute, um, every waning thought that may come and go in our lives, then we can apply it to the types of goals and outcomes that we really are looking for to happen for us.
And here's something else too. We allow society to set our goals for us and say,
Hmm.
all right, at
Sure do.
65 you retire. What the hell that is? Retire. Okay, I'm 74 years old. I've just got so much energy. I'm looking to start new beginnings, new goals and things in my life. I will never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever, ever retire. Y'all hear me? Ever. Okay? Until God takes me up or ship me up out of this bad boy, I'm going to always have something to do. Now,
There you
y'all may
go.
call it work. I don't call it work because I have fun doing what I do. All right? And I think that's one of the things that cripples longevity. Okay, we work from eight to faint for 40, 50 daggone years for somebody else building their dream. All right. And then when it's finally, then you still got this crap locked in your mind about retirement at 65. I hear so many Negroes talk about, oh, okay, wait till I retire. What you gonna do when you retire? Nothing. That's the kiss of death. Because if you sit around on your behind not doing anything, surely whatever does not grow dies. Stop that. Change your mindset. Resolve today. I'm going to continue to do what I love to do, like George said, enjoy life every minute of the day. I
I
may
mean,
have a bad moment. Go ahead.
that's what you work for, is get your time back. That's what I
That's
tell
right.
people. I'm spending my time.
Right.
That's my currency. It's time.
Say it
That's
again.
exactly
That's
right.
my currency.
Good way to look at it,
That's my
George. Good way to
currency.
frame
Ooh,
it.
That's my currency. It's time. That's what I'm spending every day is my time. So it's very valuable.
there you
It's
go.
very valuable. So yeah.
You,
Well, hey, fellas, this is another good information we've shared. You know, it's good that we're kicking off 2025 talking about goals. Hopefully, folks will take a listen to this and kind of take some tidbits away from it because, as always, when we get on, I always learn something, and that's what it's about every day. Is learning something. Learning where you're going, learning what you're trying to do. So, hey, what you guys got to close it out with?
I just want
I
to
got a
add this
little
one thing.
saying.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, 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 no. Go ahead, Gary.
No, when we talk about goals, sometimes they sound selfish, but I want to encourage those out there. Make sure that you look at goals from a relationship perspective. Having better relationship with your kids, having better relationship with your spouses. All right, these are some goals too. That you can do for others. You know, what is it that you can do to enhance your marriage? What can you do to enhance your relationship with your son or your neighbor or stuff like that? How about we set some relationship goals as well? They don't have to always be about health and finances, but we need to learn how to love one another, how to help
Exactly.
one another, and also share things with each other. Let that be a goal too. Share a good book or a recipe with somebody. We're so quick to share some nonsense that's on TV. Oh man, did you see this? And I'm not even going to go into it. But let's resolve also as a group of people. Focus some more on your relationships. Focus on loving more, being more kinder to other people, and not taking things so personally. All right, take us out, PC.
Um, what was appropriate about something you said, Gary, earlier had to do with gifts and talent and so forth. And I want to put this out there in the universe and for our listeners to latch on to. If each person has natural gifts and innate talents, then the true nature of education must involve the awakening, inviting, and blessing of the inner genius and unique life spirit of each young and old person.
All right. Well
Very
said.
well said.
Well said. Yeah. Yeah. Well, as we always say on the crotchety old man, if you didn't know,
Now
nah, you
you
know.
Now you
know.
know.
Take care, fellas. Be
All right.
safe.
All
Peace.
right. Hey, peace.